Hi, Abhishek.
Hello, Rajesh. I think you should start ladies first. So, yeah, Monisha is a
Right,
good
right.
starting point.
Okay. Hi, hi, Manisha. This is Rajesh from Indus Age,
So,
Friends World TV, and Bollywood Radio Bollywood Beats. Thank you for
mhm.
giving us time, Monisha and Abhishek. The first, Monisha, what inspired MA Entertainment to take Kalidhar Lapata? What was the yes moment for you?
A combination of things. Firstly, it was very exciting to get the opportunity to work with Madhumita. She's the young director of this film. She's also the co-writer of this film. And for us to work and introduce her first Hindi film, I think was very exciting. When she presented us with the story, we knew that this was a story that we'd like to tell instantly. We also knew it was a story that was going to be very difficult to get the studio to back because there was a simplicity about it that in our very complex times that we like to see a lot of shushabazi and a lot of noise, it would be very difficult to get that film greenlit. But we were fortunate that our relationship with Abhishek allowed us to bring the film to him. And he instantly was endeared to it as much as we were. He appreciated the fact that there was a challenging character for him to play, but more importantly, with a much lesser experienced but extremely enthusiastic younger protagonist in the character of Balu, played by Devik. So I think putting that entire project together is really a culmination, Rajesh, of good intentions from all the people concerned.
Z5 has become a powerful platform for bold
Yes,
original story. What made it the
absolutely.
right home for this project?
I think, firstly, the folks at Z, hats off to them because the moment they heard the story, they were on. They said, let's make this film. I think they've been completely supportive of our choices, the way we wanted to play the film out. There's been no interference from them, other than the fact that they've turned around and said, "How soon can you bring it to us?" And the moment the film found its home on Z5 Global, it excited us because I think they've got, in a world, and I'm not taking away from our other partners and other platforms that exist, but this is truly at the heart the only Desi platform that we have, 100% international Desi platform. And I'm really proud that we're able to tell Indian stories and bring it to Indian audiences all over the world on a platform that is theirs.
You're known for backing stories with strong emotional chores and social relevance. How does
Yes.
Kalidhar Lapata continue this legacy?
Well, I think for us, maybe I'd like to sound very clever and say that this is because we want to, of course, tell stories about characters. It's also a question of budget. I think people don't trust us with too much money to make very big blockbustery films. So they trust us to tell stories which are with emotion. When the ambition is large and the budget is small, then we focus on people. And I think for us, focusing on character-driven films has become a priority very organically within our company. Uh, Kalidhar fits right into that. It's a unique character, made even more unique by the fact that we've cast someone as diverse as Abhishek. He's got this complete range where people have an expectation sometimes of him being, someone who's as crazy and fun as he is in Dostana, or when he is as determined as he is in a guru, and larger than life. And then you have Kalidhar, which is such a contrast to seeing him play a role which is going to be as restrained as it is. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, there you go.
For me, Abhishek has always been a great champion. The movie Yuva, I cannot forget that movie Yuva. I just cannot forget the role Abhishek did in Yuva. That is, I keep watching that movie off and on. I love that movie. Of course, he's a great, talented actor, but that's one of my favorite movies, Yuva. I just watch because of Abhishek.
Thank you.
I love the way we're talking about him in third person where he's right here.
And the last question, Manisha, what one message or feeling you hope stays with viewers after watching Khalid Lapata?
Um, Hope, and the fact that you have to have self-belief to really, really hold on to hope. I think this is what the positivity that we want from this film to really infect the world, which needs it a lot right now.
Thank you very much, Manisha, and over to Abhishek.
Please.
Hi, Abhishek.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Abhishek, your role in Kalidhar Lapata feels layered and emotionally intense. What drew you into this script?
The people associated with it initially, you know that when my friends at MA bring you a script, they bring a certain weightage of being able to make it with conviction and without compromise. I think MA coupled with Z has created a bit of a reputation of backing very interesting stories, and so you know that there's going to be a lot of authenticity to it. Secondly, when I heard the script from Madhumita and I understood her vision of how she wanted to make it, it just felt very unique. It felt something I hadn't done before. But more than that, it just felt like a movie I really wanted to see. And rule of thumb is, if you ever come across a script like that, when you're like, hey, this sounds like something very sweet, I'd love to see it, you should end up doing it.
How does the character challenge you differently than your past role, emotionally or physically?
Well, a bit of both. I mean, if you see emotionally, there are a lot of layers that happen in the film. Kalithar is dealing with a certain handicap as well, which is something that I haven't done before. How to do that in a very subtle manner, which were the demands of Madhumita, was very challenging. And obviously, to play a character like this from the strata society that he is, was something that I thought was very exciting because I like to sum it up in a nutshell that here's a film about somebody who's decided to let go of their responsibilities and live their life the way they wanted to at that point of time, or perhaps they haven't their entire life. This is something which we don't really associate with somebody coming from that strata of society. This is more a first world metro kind of a problem where, oh, I'm having this existential crisis and I want to go live my life and fulfill my dreams. That only happens when sometimes, and sadly, people who can afford to do that, and I say afford because they've taken care of their responsibilities financially towards their family. We never discuss or expect people who are working daily, hand to mouth, to want to throw everything up in the air and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go live my life. It's not a story we very often hear. So that excited me. I was excited to explore that.
There's a growing space of OTT storytelling in India. Do the platform like Z5 and other offer that theater releases sometimes don't?
I think what's wonderful about a platform like Z5 Global is similar to what Monisha was just saying. First and foremost, it's your full on Indian Desi storytelling that they're taking global. One. Two, what OTT platforms generally are providing is they're giving a voice and a platform to directors, filmmakers, writers, producers who perhaps want to try and do something which could be happening for perhaps the first time. Hence, for it to be exhibited on a mass scale in theaters can be perceived as a risk. When you put something like that onto an OTT platform, OTT platforms have this appetite for wanting to tell newer, different stories and give directors who have unique voices an opportunity. And I think that is the main difference that they're making. Similar to what happened when the multiplex first came into India. We had these big, large, mammoth silver single screen theaters, which were on average to 800 to 1200 seaters. Now, in order to fill that theater to its maximum, you had to cater to the most amount of people that you could. That narrows down the kind of films that you can possibly exhibit. Because you're catering to a mass audience, because you're playing a numbers game at that point of time. When the multiplex came in, suddenly you saw a whole new fresh burst of talent come in, and a different audience also come in, because now you didn't have to fill that 1200 seater. You could put a film which only needed to sell 100 tickets because the theater was just for 100 people. So something that was perceived previously as niche and maybe doesn't have enough of a wide audience base to be able to be made, now got the opportunity to be greenlit and produced, because now you're not reaching out to 1200 people, you need to reach out to 100 odd people. So that made a whole variety and a new spectrum of films, gave them the opportunity to be told. I think OTT platforms have taken that to a further level. They've only increased that. So that's what I think they're doing.
The title Kalidhar Lapata suggests mystery and disappearance. How would you describe the soul of this story without giving any spoilers?
How do I describe the soul of this film? Well, the way I approach it is a lot more simplistic. It's a very innocent film. It's a film about innocence and goodness. That's the soul for me. And that's what I believe is the soul of Kalidhar.
Absolutely.
Do you feel the audience in Australia and the diaspora are ready for such nuanced Indian storytelling like this?
You're scaring me by asking that question. I mean, you're making it sound like people. I think everybody's going to get this film. It's something, the problems that are addressed in this film are things that every family, no matter where you're from or where you're living, has gone through and they deal with. It's a very basic human emotion where somebody sits up one day and says, hey, you know what? I've sacrificed my entire life for other people and they haven't valued that, so I'm going to go now live my life. It's something that we've all thought of at some point of time. So it's a universal thing. So yes, I do believe that they would enjoy it.
How do you personally disconnect after emotionally intense role like this?
It's becoming increasingly more difficult. I think in the exuberance of youth, you tend to tide it over. So it becomes exceedingly difficult now with time and experience. That possibly could also have to do with the fact that maybe now I'm more equipped to invest a lot more emotionally in what I'm doing. And when you go to those depths, there is a residual effect. You do take a lot of it back home with you from an emotional point of view. So yes. I've been saying this for quite a few interviews now that I went through a phase where these kind of films were really appealing to me, and I think now I'm done with it. I feel satiated. I feel my emotion has been saturated, and now I think I need to do something else. So I remember when I finished this whole lot of films, Kalidhar, I Want to Talk, Be Happy, Ghumar. I told my agent that, hey, we need to look for something lighter now because I think it's getting to me. And that's how Houseful 5 came about. So yeah, with time and maybe experience, you tend to maybe take a lot of those characters stay back with you. Thankfully, I've been playing characters which are very positive. So the good stuff is staying back.
You had a remarkable run and with a back-to-back success across streaming platforms. What has been the most rewarding part of this revolving success story, Abhishek?
That you still get to work. It's been 25 years of me being an actor, and the fact that today I can still discuss my work and discuss my next film, I think is a blessing. For any actor will tell you this, that if they give you an opportunity to continue doing what you love, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And I thank the audiences that they continue to give me this opportunity. the overriding emotion right now is of gratitude.
Abhishek, you have a long way to go.
Yes.
And these two questions are for both of you. If Kalidhar Lapata has to be described in just one line for the global Indian audience, what would it be?
If it could be described in one line, then we wouldn't have made a 2-hour film.
What a beautiful answer. You're known for your witty. I know I've heard a lot of things about you. So that's a real good answer. Any special message for the fans in Australia, especially for for our readers of Indus Age?
No, whenever I'm given this opportunity, I use it to just say thank you. As I think as filmmakers and as actors and producers, we don't get the opportunity enough to directly thank the audiences. We are because of them. We do what we do because of them. They are our pride and joy, and whatever we do thanks to them. So thank you for all your love, for all your blessings, and thank you for continuing to go to the movies.
Now, thank you for giving us time and giving us good movies. So thank you,
Our
Manisha.
pleasure.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
the best for your new release. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.